All right, welcome back to Just What We Needed, another podcast. And I think I got some topics today. Like last time it was kind of spur of the moment, it wasn't that much, so I had to kind of really rely on Reddit to keep it going. But today we got my thoughts on Ben Whittaker, and I really wasn't going to give my thoughts at first because I'm still relatively new to boxing. Like I still don't really know all the divisions and all the unification title fights and all this and who's champion or what. It's like every time I look up, there's a new champion who I never fucking heard of, and how they go about their weight divisions. I don't know, but I just know that some fighters are more entertaining than others. That's all I know. That's all I'm going off of. And Ben was one of those fighters who is very entertaining to watch. As I said, I'm still somewhat new to like the boxing world, and that's kind of just how it's been for the past couple years. Like, especially with DAZN, because DAZN promotes Misfits Boxing, which is all like influencer boxing, the new age celebrity boxing. A lot of these influencers. I don't know most of these motherfuckers. I'm not gonna lie. The only influencer I actually recognized was Aaron from Game Grumps during one of the creator clashes. That was it. No one else. I don't pay attention to influencers like that. I really don't. But what I was going with that is almost every time like you have a younger fighter now, they always talk, not always, sometimes they talk about like their social media presence and how good they are for a new generation of boxing because they put more eyes out there. There are more clips, more promotions, more TikToks that they can put out. So, there will be more eyes on the scene, which is cool. And I'm one of those people who was attracted to the scene through these younger fighters. Like, I really didn't care too much for what Anthony Joshua was fighting. I didn't really give a shit. Like, I'll watch it. I was clearly disappointed by what happened last time. No, it's the fact that some of these pay-per-views just be costing too much. The zone be fucking people over. Like, you already have to pay $20 a month, and then they be like, well, pay-per-views $80. $80. $80. No, sir. I'm not doing that shit. But yeah, I'm one of the people who was brought into boxing by the new generation of boxers, Ben Whittaker. Like, it's hard to say. Like, I can't say he's no slouch because of what recently transpired. What recently transpired? I think I said that the right way the first time, but it was like spaced out really awkwardly. So for those who hasn't, who now I can't talk. So for those who have not seen what I'm talking about, Ben Whittaker started out like as a knockout artist, which means almost all of his fights ended in a knockout, but he was such a showboater about it, right? They kept comparing him to some older boxer, like this drunken style of boxing, when that really wasn't the case. Like, in my eyes, it's just his defense was immaculate, right? And he was bobbing and weaving, just ooh, what was that? Where you aiming at? Like, he would do shit like that, and like he would mess with his opponents more than most people would. Like, you got eyes on the prize type shit, and that nigga, like, if you're not moving, this nigga would be like, hey, we fighting, dude. We knock, we fighting. Like, he would do shit like that, and it was a lot of showboating that the younger generation loves, right? The younger generation fucking loves it. But the older generation is like, it's not real boxing. He's disrespecting his opponents. He's disrespecting the name of the sport. Get him out of here. He should fight me. It'd be a random ass old white man with the shades on in his Facebook profile, balding. Like, he should fight me. I could show him a thing or two. And it'd be dumb as hell. And then they would make arguments that was just like, oh, he could never do that against Canelo. Guys, these niggas are like leagues, weight classes. Like, I see the point they were trying to make, but it just wasn't made until people started actually kind of closing the gap more, right? So in Ben's, and he's one of my favorite fighters to watch because of everything I just told you. Like, he's showboating, he's flashy, he got results, he got shit done. But in Ben's last fight, right? I wasn't able to watch it from the start. I think I was at work at this time, and I just kind of tuned in at a random time. It didn't go well for Ben. He didn't get knocked out. It was almost worse what happened. So I'm gonna show y'all real quick what happened in Ben's last fight. Now keep in mind again, I came into it. Now normally Ben is all across the ring. He's on top of things. He's bouncing. His movement is crazy. When I saw the fight, or the part that led up to what I'm about to show y'all, this nigga looked dead tired, right? He looked like he had been through it. He looked like he was just out of it. Like they've been fighting 12 rounds and it wasn't even close to that. He was, I can't even see what round they were in, but this is Ben Whittaker fighting Liam Cameron, the first person to really give Ben trouble since, like, I want to say these pro fights start since his debut. This is something that is, you got to see it. Let me stop talking about it.
That we're being educated about.
Like Ben is looking super. Look how tired he is.
Fighter.
And then end of the round,
They've gone Royal Rumble WWE style.
they go straight over. Right? Straight over. They're trying to roll these men back in the ring. They're trying to make sure everyone's okay.
And it's the right leg or ankle.
Let it.
Ben
Do it
Whittaker.
again.
You can see his right leg there. Keep an eye on it.
I don't even know what round this was. They just go straight over.
Maybe when the...
And now the thing for me is that, yo, what's up, Dave? Which one is this? Nah, it's all good. I appreciate you coming here. Did you see? I can show the replay one more time. I'm talking about Ben Whittaker before I get into these other topics. And I wanted to talk about Ben Whittaker because of this tweet that I saw from the opponent who he was just his last opponent, right? This is Liam Cameron reaching out to Ben Whittaker on Twitter. The wrong social platform to do because Ben don't be tweeting. He was better off catching him on Instagram or something. But he says, "Hi, Ben Whittaker. We doing this rematch or what? My promoter, Queensbury, has made you a very, very good offer for this fight. Your promoter, Ben J. Shalom, has knocked it back immediately, saying he wants it on Boxer Show. So tell him to get his wallet out and let's dance." Right? Ben needs that rematch. Ben was on a hot winning streak, and then this happened to where I think it was deemed a no contest. Ben needs the rematch because all eyes are on him for how he handles this. If he doesn't do the rematch, he is definitely going to be seen as a fraud. He was already voted on Reddit like, what is it, fraud check of the year. If Ben doesn't do this rematch, it's not going to be good for his career at all because it's going to show, like, it's going to prove to some people that he did take the easy way out. Oddly enough, it's like I see at least one of these per year since I started watching boxing. The last time I saw it happen was with Montana Love's fight. That was interesting. I don't know if I think he's had a fight since then. Can't remember. I don't think I saw it. But Ben needs this rematch. He needs to rematch Liam Davies. I don't want to see any fights in between and then jump. Like, you need to jump back. You need to go back in that gym. Get yourself together. Get your shit together. And I don't care. Like, clearly your style was not working. Knock that shit off. And come back into the ring, like, fully prepared and fully ready to fight the fight how you need to fight it against Liam. He definitely underestimated Liam and got his ass beat for it. I'm in the camp that, hey, man, shit happens. Now, again, I'm still relatively new to boxing. I don't know how often this shit happens. It's happened at least once a year since I've been watching it, that niggas go over the ropes. But the niggas who go over the ropes have been in losing positions. So I can see why people will be like, oh, he took a dive. He took the easy way out. I can see it. I don't necessarily agree, but I can see it. You know, that's the main thing. And Ben, buddy, he needs to get his look back. He needs to come in Even if he don't win, he need to at least finish out the rounds. He needs to. He has to come back harder than he did with this fight. Again, I didn't see the first 4 rounds. I popped in right at 5, and as soon as I popped in, this happened. Maybe I was a bad omen. Who knows? Bad luck. But I just wanted to talk about that because Liam is calling him out. Ben hasn't said a word about the fight since. Like, I follow him on Instagram. He hadn't said a word. Like, he left. He was like, the airport. Oh, it's rough getting through the airport and all that. And then he came back and would just started posting, like, maybe himself in the gym. And then he would post, like, some anime stuff. He would post some memes. And he took the Drake route, apparently. He took the Drake route of, it happened. I'm not phased, though. I'm not phased. He kind of took that route, but he needs an immediate rematch. Like, I don't care when it is. I will be there full center. Like, if it's on pay-per-view, I will pay for the pay-per-view. I'm lying. I'm not going to pay for pay-per-views for boxing, especially when it's something that I already paid for. Like, again, this subscription. Like, if you ask me to pay more money on top of my subscription, what's wrong with you? Would I bet on it is the real question. Because Ben has power, but his last win was not a knockout. It was to time. So I don't know. It's like maybe he's getting higher up in the ranks. He's fighting more people that can actually take those shots. I need to watch this match from the start, but this isn't. Nah, it's Ben. Ben needs the rematch. He just does. It needs to be against Liam. Again, Liam's calling him out. Like, bro, you're the one who went over the ropes. Like, let's finish this. Everyone is on Liam's side right now. And I want to be on Ben's side for this. I really do. I want to be a fan, but you can be a fan of something and recognize when some bullshit happens. You can recognize when your favorite does something wrong. Like, that's how you don't become a dick eater, you know? Like, I'll be telling people, my friends like to have arguments all the time about, like, J. Cole and shit and how he's so great, he's so wonderful, he does all this and all that. And it's like, you can say that this person is great and recognize, like, where they failed. You don't have to, like, harp on it, but, like, my favorite artist is DMX. I've never ever said DMX is, like, the best rapper ever. Never said that. He's my favorite rapper, but he's not the best. DMX has multiple instances of, like, reusing old lyrics on new songs. Like, the last album he put out, Exodus, had multiple songs and where, like, I'm listening to it for the very first time and I'm singing along with it. I'm just like, I remember rolling my eyes at one of the songs. I think it was like Money Money Money. Um Cause yeah, it was money, money, money because it was something about like the lines in the road I get down in the streets. I heard that shit off of his mixtape back when I was in high school. I was like, yo, come on, bruh. And then there's also another song, Casanova sampled it, but he would also use a verse where that was used multiple times. I forgot what it is off the top of my head, but DMX used this verse in like 3 different songs, and every time he was a feature. And I hated it because you could tell that he went into the booth every time to do it. It wasn't like send this file over. Like, he went into the booth to do the same verse as a feature. So you can say you're a fan of something while also recognizing that they do have their flaws, and that's why I wanna be fair and be like, I do hope Ben can make a comeback, but it does not look likely, especially versus how much he was on social media compared to how he is now. He's barely posted anything. Usually he be posting like, I'm here for the next fight. As we can see, what did it say? Queensberry had made you a very good offer for this fight. Your promoter said nah. So it's like, it's been in his face. Or maybe well, I would assume, I don't know how it works. I would assume that the promoter comes to, the fighters and be like, hey, here's the offer. But that could not be the case. This is a hard picture. But he's had the offer, and apparently that wasn't it. And Ben hasn't said anything like on Instagram about it. I don't know if he does anything on like Snapchat or like I'm not going that far with following the man. I don't care that much, but he said he wants to on Boxer, so it wouldn't be on like the Zone. I think is what he's saying. But is the rematch has been there? Obviously, the rematch should have been one of the first things that Ben thought about once he got better, and it was bad because Ben was the only one who seemed to have been like injured during that time. Like they took him out in a wheelchair, and Liam was there just like, nah, what the fuck, what's going on? And they showed like multiple angles, and everyone was arguing like Ben can't be hurt. He doesn't look hurt. How would you get hurt from that angle? Like da, 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 da. And he was like he was fine in the airport. So it's kind of hard to say. It's hard to say, but I will say I don't want Ben fighting anyone else but Liam. It needs to be soon because if that's the last fight you had last year, right? And we're going months on end without you fighting that rematch or any announcement, it's like the old head's kind of right, bro. Like you got fraud checked. Like, writing's on the walls. Nothing I can say about it. It is what it is. Like you finally got to the level of competition where you couldn't just bully niggas and knock on their heads. And what did he do in his last fight, bro? Where it was the end of one round where Ben had obviously dominated. Dude was frustrated, so his opponent was walking back to the corner, some African dude. And we're walking back to the corner, and this nigga Ben, instead of going back to his corner, walked with his opponent, put his arm around his shoulder, and was like giving him advice. It was just like, come on, bro, keep your head up. And his opponent headbutted him in his chin. Like that's the level of disrespect and cockiness Ben has, and then you get to this level of where you can't dominate anymore. All right, this person is on your level and possibly a little higher. Liam showed he's a little higher. So if you get to the level where you can't dominate and you might be a fraud. They're convincing me during this podcast, but I'm not gonna go for it. All right, I'm not. I think Ben really just needs to lock in and just take that rematch sooner than later, and really, I don't know what the problem is. 'Cause I didn't watch the first 4 rounds, but he needs to do something, bro. He needs to do something. But we're done with that. I just really wanted to talk about that. I didn't initially because I had it in my mind because I'm not like a boxing podcast. I'm not watching every boxing fight, so I was just like, what does my opinion mean? But after seeing Liam actually call him out for the rematch, something that we all want and need to see from Ben, I had to. He's my favorite fighter right now. I need Ben to pick up the pace a little bit. Not pick up the pace, but I need him to lock in for real. And like show niggas that he can do it. That he is a Olympic level fighter and beyond, and not just like a trash talk who only be like he's not like show him that you're not just a bully, bro. Like you got to. But on to sex with your coworkers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My favorite. Nah, I'm playing. So originally this topic was focused on Joy Taylor and what she has going on. People talking about how she slept her way to the top, and there's a lawsuit going on, sexual harassment, and then I saw something else about how she stated, and I don't know how much truth there is to it because I couldn't find it Googling. I did only Google for like maybe 10 minutes, and I just saw like the main topic, but I kept saying on Twitter, people were just like, Joy said that she was gonna claim sexual assault or that she was raped and kind of laughed it off. I don't know how much truth there is to that because I didn't read too much into like that. They said it was like 46 pages of this. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not reading that shit. You gotta sum it up for me. But I really was gonna talk about that, but I just don't know enough information about that. If it is true that she was just like, yeah, no, I was just gonna say he assaults me. Then she a hoey bitch and she needs to get canned. She like let her go, kick it to the curb, let her find some news, a new news network, whatever. Because originally I typed in Joyce and it gave me the wrong person. I was just like, this old ass woman is not the one that we were talking about. But it was what is sports news. So again, I only really watch boxing. Like growing up, I wasn't into watching team sports, and the reason being is because the way people described sports to me, right? This is like fully on deck nerd Kiari coming out, right? The way people described sports when I was younger, it just seemed like a bunch of dick riding. And that's all I have to say. It's like, because in my mind it was like, okay, so you have this whole entire team, right? You got niggas on the bench who, aren't on the court right now. You got niggas on the bench and blah 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 blah. This entire team, 20 plus people, and then like we're only talking about LeBron. So are all these other niggas useless? This is my thought process when I was younger. I'm like, so are these niggas useless? Because why are we in class talking about LeBron before class starts for the fucking fifth day in a row? Even the teacher got. I remember a day in class where our teacher was like fed the fuck up with everyone and was just like, "Oh my god, can we stop talking about basketball?" And it's like I was kind of there with her, but then she snapped on me like I did shit. Fuck you, Miss Denny. Like she snapped on me like I did shit, man. Fuck her. But because I think I said, I don't remember what it was I said, but like, yeah, they were talking about basketball every day, but it was always about LeBron, Steph, whoever else. And it was like, yo, to me, it was just like, I don't want to watch this shit and like kind of be focused on the one. I don't. I would much rather watch like combat sports where it's like you see, yeah, it's one person. Obviously, they have a team backing them, right? They have their coaches, trainers, all of that, everyone in their corner. But that is all strictly them, like how much work they put in, and it's like there's not a bunch of different factors within what's going on. Like that's really all you. So going back to uh, this whole Joy Taylor situation, I don't know too much about it. So I decided that let's broaden it up a little bit because that's what's become the new trending topic, the new trending discussion on Twitter is sex with your coworkers. What camp am I in? I am pro sex with your coworkers. However, it's very important to me that I feel like it really depends on what industry you're in. Joy Taylor fucked her way to the top, but she is in a very not even successful but competitive industry. Like you can't just see like sports newscasters on, like, you don't just walk past them on the streets every day. You walk past a Target employee, a Walmart employee, CVS, maybe a couple of mechanics, all that cool. But like she's in an industry where like you really had to put your name out there and get to the top. She put her pussy out there, but I mean whatever works works. I ain't mad at that. Like, well, kind of, because it's not that I'm mad. It's just like, damn, women really live life on easy mode sometimes. Sometimes. But for me, it just depends. It's like, bro, I mean, I fuck my coworkers. I be fucking my coworkers. But I was in an industry where it's like it didn't matter. Like, what were the real repercussions? Like, I used to fuck my coworkers at my first job, and who cares? No one, who are you, like, who cares? The fucking deli department? No, who cares? Like, what is, and it's like, it's not like I was fucking my way to the top, nigga. I was a cashier bagger the entire time I was there. I didn't fuck the manager. Oh, I was like, never mind. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something. It's not like I fucked the manager to become a manager. No, I was fucking, never mind. I don't work there no more. Fuck it. I was fucking with one of the managers. Like, I never became a manager. She never put a word in for me. I guess it wasn't that great to where To her next day, she was like, "Hey guys, I've been really thinking. I think Kiari would be great in this position. He's great in that position, but I think he would be great in this position. Like that never occurred. So who cares? I get what people say though. It's like don't shit where you sleep. Don't shit where you sleep. I get that, but I feel like you shouldn't shit everywhere you sleep. And what I mean by that is just like if you're gonna be fucking coworkers, either keep it on the low, or if it goes beyond keeping it on the low, like obviously, like y'all meeting up to kiss and shit, like you obviously gonna get caught at some point. Cause why you doing this? Like nigga, y'all can do this after work. Y'all can see each other on and shit. Y'all can carpool, do all that shit in the car. But like that's also going into it. It's like to where you guys can't hide it anymore. Like if it's to the point where it's like niggas noticing, oh, so y'all been, so now all of a sudden y'all niggas carpooling. Okay. Y'all always beside each other. Y'all always talking to each other, and y'all met at work, so you can't fool nobody with it. Yeah, that's my best friend. No, the fuck it's not. You just met. Like y'all just met this year, and y'all carpool. Okay. If it gets to that point, it's like it's obvious, but don't. I was gonna say don't do it everywhere, and don't be trying to sleep with all your coworkers. Like I did it with like two of my coworkers in the past, right? And these were at different times where I think one of them wasn't even working there anymore. So it just really depends on the industry. She did it in the best industry that she can. I'll give her that. Like if you don't be fucking coworkers, I think that's the perfect industry to do. Like, well, entertainment is hard, but sports is, even though sports kind of falls under it, it's like I don't know. I think she did right. I'm just not the person. I'm not the person that's like, don't fuck your coworkers. If you have like a corporate job, something that is actually important, and this is straight up your livelihood, like if you lost this, it's over for you. Then yeah, don't fuck your coworkers. Don't throw everything that you've done away for some coochie, because it ain't worth it. It's not. You could literally just beat your meat. I know some niggas be beating their meat in the bathroom. I've never done that because that shit don't feel right. But it's like you can beat your meat and then post nut clarity is what I'm getting at. Like. But don't I'm pro sex with coworkers. However, just make sure it's a coworker that you either not even that is gonna keep things on the low, because you don't know. Man, men talk, women talk. You can think that they being quiet, but they telling all their homegirls. Their homegirl coming to the store to buy a box of cereal and see you and be like, oh. So what's your name tag say? You're Jamie? Okay, Jamie. Like, it's shit like that. Like, if you're gonna have sex with coworkers, do that at a job that doesn't matter. Sorry. Like, I remember when I was at a warehouse, there was this girl who I had, like, a slight crush on. And it's only that because she has some big ass titties. She really did. She was cute too, but like she had some big ass titties. But I had a crush on her until like niggas started coming up to me and be like, "Hey, don't do it, bro. Don't do it." I was like, "Well, what's up? What's up?" I was like, he told me, he was like, "Nigga, she got a whole sugar daddy that work here. Like, don't do that shit." I was, okay, all right. That cut everything. Like, I'm not fucking with no girl who got a sugar daddy. You out your motherfucking mind if you think so. But I don't know if they was fucking, but it's just like, so you're clearly getting some benefits out of this, but we're in a warehouse, so it doesn't really matter because warehouses are kind of like sexual harassment central anyways. And so if it blows up, it's just like, well, duh. And if it doesn't, then it's like, okay, well, get yours, I guess. So it's like it doesn't matter. You can just go to another warehouse. Warehouses are always hiring. Amazon's always hiring. FedEx is always hiring. Like, who cares? It's Amazon. But something like a sports network, and then other networks learn that you was fucking your way to the top, so you might not even really know your shit. Who knows? I don't. Yeah, I can't. I am definitely pro sex with coworkers. It might be some of the best sex you ever had. It was great when I did it. uh, all right, so what's this? All right, next topic: Marvel Rivals. Right, so I'm gonna keep this one short because I really don't have a lot to say. I'm not big on Overwatch type games. I forgot what they're called. They're not MOBAs, but I think MOBAs are usually like the top down ones. But I forgot the genre Overwatch falls into aside from like shooter. I'm not a fan of them because I'm just not into like the slow walking and then you die and you start all the way back here and you gotta walk back into the action. That shit is so annoying to me. And not even Marvel could cure me of that boredom. I'm sorry. I played Marvel Rivals for like 10 minutes. No, let's say 20, 30 minutes, bro. I went in, I read some of the character abilities. I It's also like my attention span because I was reading the abilities. I'm just like, bro, so you got to mix this with this and use cap to run faster, and then you push him into this mode. You can jump in. I don't give a shit, bro. Let me play the game. So I did all that. I went to the train, saw all the ultimates, tried out the special, saw who I thought was cool. And the first game I played, I used Storm. Storm was Storm was boring as hell, right? So it didn't do any favors. The whole like having to walk back whenever you die. Like, okay, yeah, Storm has probably some of the greatest movement. I think Magneto probably has something similar too. But Storm, can just hover, descend wherever. Like, and she's not limited by that. It's not like you pressed R1 to start flight mode. You can literally just go up and stay up as long as you want to, and that's cool. But she still seemed kind of weak, and also it's something about it's these type of games. Overwatch, like when I played Overwatch, I used the hamster. Like strictly just the hamster. Forgot his name. I think it was just Wrecking Ball, but I used the hamster because he felt the fastest, felt like the most fluid to use. Everyone else is just like, I don't like it. I just don't, and I can't. The only thing that's gonna be able to have me play, I need some water. Oh my god. The only thing that's gonna get me into playing Marvel Rivals is if they add Ghost Rider. Because for those who don't know, Ghost Rider is my favorite Marvel character. When I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I only bought it to play as Deadpool, and then later on, I picked up other characters, made other teams when I realized Deadpool was kind of trash, right? And then they released Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I initially was not going to buy it. I was in that camp of, bro, we just bought this game, and now you're asking us to pay another, I think it was 40 at the time when Ultimate came out. You're asking us to pay another $40 for this? I'm not buying that shit. But then they showed the Ghost Rider trailer, and I was like, I gotta use it. And Ghost Rider's been my main ever since. Like, no matter what team I make, I try to add Ghost Rider. And obviously he hinders me because Ghost Rider is some shit. He is like bottom, not even bottom 5. He's bottom 3 in the game for sure. But well, bottom 5 because Nemesis is pretty bad too. But he doesn't. Nah, Nemesis, I would say, he is better than Ghost Rider because his level 3 sucks. Yeah, but the versatility, the range, the angles, mind you, too. It's like, yeah, he's better than Ghost Rider. I really just had to make like a little small tier list in my head. But yeah, Ghost Rider was the worst. I will play Marvel Rivals. I will bear through the slogginess, the grogginess of it, the molasses that it feels to play if they add Ghost Rider. Because that's what will actually make things fun for me. I don't care about the Fantastic Four. I don't care about Moon Knight, the X-Men, nothing about that. I need Ghost Rider, right? He's just favorite character. I can't deal with Marvel Rivals right now because it's one of those games. Sorry, I just got like this spam text, and let me go ahead and delete this. They're getting wiser. Like I have a Google phone, so I can send spam calls straight to my assistant, and of course they hang up without them bothering me. So especially when I was looking for jobs, but it seems like they're getting wiser, and now they're sending messages to which Google doesn't really do well with. Like this was obvious spam, and sometimes Google will tell me, "Hey, you got a spam text," but it just went through easily, and I don't really like that. So let's see. The next topic I wanted to talk about was my pet peeves, right? And it's only because of what happened at work last week. Basically, to start things off, one of my biggest pet peeves is having to repeat myself. And I actually have a reason because I grew up as a very, you know, I think I said this on the last podcast, but I was very recluse, very not confident. Obviously, my vocab isn't like it used to be. I was I was not confident as a kid. It took a lot for me to speak up and ask questions. Again, I said in a couple podcasts ago, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, and they'd be like, "No stupid questions," and I still wouldn't ask anything because I'm afraid. What if it's a stupid question? I'm afraid. And it took so much for me to grow out of it and really speak up that I feel not necessarily entitled, but a little not even disrespected. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's not entitlement. It's not disrespect. But it's just like when I have to keep repeating myself when I know I'm speaking up, right? If I have to repeat myself when I know I'm speaking up, it bothers me. Because it's like, all right, I worked hard on this, like, and I know you hear me. So basically, like I said in the last podcast, I think one of my coworkers does not like me, and I still think that she's gotten a little better, but I still think that. But what happened? No. So basically, one time I was taking a dog out. Someone was coming to pick up their dog, so I went all the way to the back to the kennel they were in, and I brought them out. Right? Didn't think anything of it. They wanted their dog. I said, okay, cool. Brought the dog out. She said thank you. Went to the car, and like hours later, they was like, "Hey, Kiari, let me talk to you real quick." I was like, "Oh, what's up?" She was like, "Okay, so when you gave the dog back to this person earlier, apparently the dog had piss stains all over himself." It was like piss stains, shit stains. They were like, all right, so just for future reference, when you check out a dog, make sure like they're good. Even if you don't see any like pee like in the room, just make sure they're good. Look under the fur. Just wipe them down before anything. And I was like, okay, yeah, makes sense. My bad. I'm sorry. Didn't know that. I was just going through it. Just here's your dog. Here's your dog. Cool. Right. So later on, lady comes to pick up her dog. It's like, okay. So I go to the back. I go in the kennel. I see two dogs, right? She's picking up both dogs, and there's pee everywhere. And someone's asking me, someone else is in the room with me, who was starting to clean everything. I was just like, hey, there's pee all over in the floor or whatever. Like, could you help me clean it up? And the person looks at me and he's like, so is there pee on the dog? And I was just like, and it was dark in the room, so I was like, I can't really tell. Like, it doesn't look like it, but there's pee everywhere, so I'm inclined to believe that there's going to be pee on the dog. Right? It's a big kennel, but dogs don't care. They will step in shit and pee and not give a damn. So I'm just like, hey, can just help me out, or like where can I find something to help to clean these dogs off, right? So I forgot what they said, and we both walked out, and so we walk into a room full of people, right? And the lady who even told me the first time, it's like make sure the dogs are wiped off beforehand. She's in there too. Room's full of people. So I'm asking, hey, can someone help me clean off these dogs? I don't know where any of your like equipment is or anything of that nature, right? I don't know where any of your equipment is. I don't know like this hose, if this is what y'all use for the dogs, but there's pee everywhere. And they all kind of, they just stare at me. Not kind of, they just stare at me. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when people fucking stare at me. Because you clearly don't think like, oh, you kind of cute. I'm a stare. Like, this isn't that. I hate when people fucking stare at me. Cause like, what the fuck are you staring at? And I'm gonna go into that another day. That's a whole nother podcast. Cause I know where that shit stems from. I do. But I hate when people stare at me. And I got a whole room. I'm asking a question. I'm not. I didn't come in there like, hey, cause y'all like I don't know what to do with this, and can you like this to pee on the floor? I didn't come in like I was like, hey, there's owners picking up these two dogs. Can someone tell me, where how to clean these dogs off real quick? And everyone's just staring. So I'm asking. I asked a second time, and it's like there was a supervisor there that when I asked a second time or said this, like, I don't know where everything is. Can y'all help me clean these dogs off? She looked at me and she was just like, heard. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck do you mean heard? That didn't. And then she didn't get up. So now I'm pissed off because why am I having to repeat myself? Why y'all pretending like y'all understand what I'm saying when you already should know what I'm. Help me clean the fucking dog off whose kennel is filled with pee. And so the lady who told me the last time, it finally clicked with her. Oh, he needs to wipe the dogs off. So she got up and helped me clean the dogs off. Like she was like, okay, this is where the wet wipes are and all this. So you just come in here and you just get their paws, get under their bellies and all this and all that. So I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Gets the first dog. I'm holding him. She gets the second dog. I'm holding him. And that's it. That's all I needed. Everyone was acting like I asked like the dumbest fucking question on the planet and didn't know what was going on. Like I just came in here, hey guys, there's pee on the floor. I don't know who did it. Maybe I did it. I don't know. They came in staring, looking at me like I did that shit. Like I asked a very simple question: can y'all help me clean these dogs off before I bring them to their owners? And everyone looked at me, even the supervisor was just like, heard. Shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. This is my pet peeve. It's the staring and acting like you don't know what I'm talking about. Because people keep doing that at this job. And I'm not asking, like, super crazy ass questions. I'm asking very simple questions because I'm new and I don't know where these things go or what this specific procedure is, right? So that's one of my pet peeves. Another pet peeve of mine that I've always had is just the company Pink. I don't know how to explain it, but I hate them. I hate the brand name specifically because why did you name your company Pink? And I'll tell you why it makes me mad, because I always get into an argument with niggas if we ever like at the mall or we talking about some girl that we see and we're like, oh, that girl in the pink over there kind of cute. I'm like, where? Like, nigga, right there. I'm looking right here. I don't see no girl in pink. You're like, nigga, she wearing pink right there. And it's the fucking brand Pink because the jacket's black or something. I hate it. I hate the brand Pink. It's so irritating to have this conversation every single time. Why would you do that? Let's see. Like, I'm just gonna go off of. I hate OnlyFans creators. Obviously, if you followed me on Twitter for any point, you should know this. I hate OnlyFans creators. Going back to what I said before, women live life on easy mode. Of course, salute to the women who don't do it, who do respect themselves, and of course, yes, OnlyFans is a bag. Nobody is arguing that it's not. It's always just been wow. Y'all really get to live life on easy mode. That is insane. OnlyFans, and then it's not only that, it's actually mainly the fact that it's just like, oh, so you feel the need to talk down on people. Some OnlyFans creators will talk down on people, especially, what's that one girl, Caramello, the one with the glasses. She's someone who I saw, because I don't fucking follow OnlyFans creators. They just end up on my timeline because they start trending within Black Twitter, and I hate it. But I remember she was talking shit about some guy who was trying to love her and take her out the streets or whatever, and it just didn't work out how it needed to. But no one was on her side because of the way that she handled things, and I was so glad because, yo, what the fuck's wrong with her? Like, OnlyFans creators get this mentality like what they do is important. Like, you play with your pussy for maybe 20, 30 minutes and you get to go on with your day. Like, you don't have to actually be out here and work. You get to do all the it's not even entertainment, it's just like you like don't make your job seem like it's some grueling shit that's going on. Niggas are out here doing more for less, and then you have like the gall to be like, oh, this is so hard. My life is so hard. You guys don't understand. I have to play with my pussy for 20 minutes. Do you know how hard that is? I can't. Like, I remember saying something on Twitter, and then this OnlyFans girl was like comparing our views to shit, and I forgot what it was. Cause originally, like, she was just laughing with me about something, and then because my YouTube is in like my Twitter page, she came back and was just like, "Yo, you got all these little ass views compared to my shit. You need to be doing this, and you need to be doing this." Did you play with your pussy for like $10, and then obviously sex sells? Is going to be easier for a woman to launch a career in playing with her pussy than it is for anyone to do any field. I need y'all to understand that. That is the easiest sex work. Like, can't call it a job. I can't. I was going to call it a sex job. I can't. It's not a job. It's obviously going to be easier for women to get into that field than it is for anyone to get into any field ever. All you have, the only barrier of entry to starting an OnlyFans is being 18 or older. That's it. That is the literal only barrier. All right, let's see. Let's see. Um, Actually, real quick, going back to that same topic of like the dogs, because it happened in the same day of me having to repeat myself and asking like and people acting like I'm asking a dumb question. So another person came in later to pick up their dog, right? And they said, "Hey, this is Marty. I'm here to pick up Marty." So I'm like, "Okay, let me go get Marty." For whatever reason, like at the end of the night, I guess they were cleaning. They didn't have like what was it? Marty. It took me a long time to find him because he wasn't listed anywhere except for this one kennel. They had a question mark there, right? Like they didn't know what dog this was. Maybe one of their collars snapped off or whatever, but they didn't know who this dog was, right? So there was a dog in there at some point, right? The unknown dog was in there at some point, but Marty at another point was put in that kennel where there was a question mark on it. Because I'm sitting here looking all around the venue. I'm looking all around looking for the dog Marty. Where's Marty? I'm looking in 3 different rooms. Where's Marty? I can't find Marty. Everyone's telling me Marty is in this room. I don't see Marty. So I finally go to the question mark dog. It's Marty, right? I get Marty, come back out, and then again, the coworker who does not like me and is not subtle about it, she tries to be, but she's not. She's like, I think she asked like, what's taking so long, or could you not find him? I was like, nah, I finally found him. He was in a kennel with a question mark, and she was just like, what? I said he was in a kennel with a question mark. Marty was in a kennel with a question mark, so I couldn't fucking find him because he wasn't listed. I'm going to check the list before I check the question mark. And she had such an attitude in that what? That I'm just like, yo, do not piss me off today. Because so many people today have been pissing me off with not understanding what I'm saying when I'm speaking loud and clear as day. Don't do this shit. Like, don't stop pissing me off. Like, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. And let's see. There are some others. However, this is running kind of long, and I do want to edit it just a little bit. So, appreciate anyone who joined, watched, all that, right? So, I appreciate all that. Follow me on YouTube and Blue Sky. I'm going to promote my Blue Sky more than Twitter because I really do want to let go of Twitter. I do. Like, Twitter is funny, but I believe Blue Sky can be as funny as long as the algorithm's set up. So follow me over there. I want to start. I'm not saying like skeeting. Like, I don't know why people keep doing that. Why can't I see my own skeets? Like, why can't I? Did you block me? Is that why I can't see your skeets? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I can be immature, but like I'm not doing it. I can't. I will not. So I appreciate everyone who joins and catch you guys. I don't know what this is.